Good day to you, boys and girls. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lazar Jingles' cousin Bunson. Normally, I'd handle the technical aspects of the TV show. However, we have had a little mishap this last week. I done told him, but he would not listen. A few days ago, Jingles started complaining about having a sore throat. I told him that he needed to go see a doctor, but he would not listen to good advice. So now, this very morning, his mother and father had to rush him to the hospital. It turns out that Jingles needs to have his tonsils removed ASAP. Actually, he's in the operating room right now. Lazar's at the hospital as well, along with his parents and Jingles' parents. Lazar called me up and asked me to head on over so I can handle this week's show. Never having been on TV before, I jumped at the chance, and here I am with my little dog Topper. Woof, woof. You see how smart he is? They are great companions, and the best of friends. No man has ever had a better friend than Topper is to me. Woof. Yes, indeed. Of course, you have to know how to be a friend back. You have to play with dogs. They have lots and lots of energy, and you need to get them to use that energy, or else you'll be hearing about it from your parents. Why, only last week, I hadn't been playing with Topper enough for a few days, and he got into a whole heap of trouble. Woof, woof. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, my little friend. Then did I ever get in trouble for all the mess you made. You would not believe it, boys and girls. We have a little doggy door in our kitchen door. It allows Topper to let himself in and out as he sees fit. So about 4 days ago, or was it 3? I can't remember. I was in the doghouse so bad, I may as well have slept in Topper's that night. It's not something I like to remember. Anyway, Topper got my mother's dresser drawers open, every last one of them, every last one. Then he took all the clothing out of her dresser drawers, carried them, in his mouth, mind you, carried them all out his little doggy door, and buried them in the backyard. When my mom got home that day, she had that mean look on her face, a shovel in her hand, and said, "Bunson, go out back and look what your dog did today." So I went out back right away. But what did I see? About 24 freshly dug holes in the ground, and a little bit of cloth sticking out. So I had to spend all that night digging up my mom's clothes. Yes, I did. Not only that, I had to get all the dirt off them and wash them as well. Woof, woof. Yes, Topper, ever since I've played with you before school and after. Then right before bedtime. You haven't had any energy to get into any trouble since then, and I think Mom has forgiven you. So, boys and girls, if you have a dog, or if you are thinking about getting a dog, you have to know in advance that you will have to spend lots and lots of time with them. Because if you do not, you will pay the price. Dogs will get into trouble, and you will be the one who has to clean up the mess. All the mess. Oof, oof, woof, woof. Yes, Topper, it's time to show the movies. He just loves these short films I've been working on restoring in Lazar's father's workroom. You see, they are all about dogs and how to take care of them. Also, what happens if you do not take care of them well. What happens is awful. It's just awful. They get out, they get into trouble, and just like me, it's up to you to make things right. I'll return at the end of the show, hopefully with word about Jingles' condition. He should be getting out of the operating room any time now. If Lazar calls, I'll interrupt the films with whatever he tells me.
on his way to school, Jimmy stops to say hello to Tippy. Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. Mr. Black is bringing Tippy. Jimmy enjoys watching. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. Mr. Black tells Jimmy to come and play with Tippy anytime. A dog needs someone to play with. But now it's time for school, and Jimmy must be on his way. He'll stop and play with Tippy when he returns. Tippy's yard. He goes right out again, though. Maybe Tippy can catch him. Tippy wants to play with the rabbit. He thinks the rabbit would make a good playmate. But the rabbit runs away from Tippy. He finds a good place to hide where Tippy can't see him. Tippy goes down the street to look for someone who will play with him. He's free to go any place he wants. What will he do now? Here's a dog to play with. Or is he too big for Tippy? Tippy is glad to see the big dog. He thinks he's found someone who'll play with him. Tippy is a friendly dog. But the big dog growls at Tippy. Is Tippy in danger? Can he run faster than the big dog? Yes, Tippy is safe, at least for now. But what's this? Maybe Tippy can find someone here to play with. It's an organ grinder and his monkey. Does the monkey like Tippy? Tippy would be friends, but the monkey gets angry, and he chases Tippy away. Poor Tippy, no one for him to play with. It sounds as though there are many dogs nearby. Maybe Tippy can find a friend in here. With all these dogs, he thinks he should find at least one friend. But Tippy wonders why the dogs are in cages. It's the dog pound, where the dog catcher keeps lost dogs until their owners come. There's the dog catcher now. If he can catch Tippy, he'll call Mr. Black. But Tippy is afraid of the dog catcher. Away Tippy runs. Now where will Tippy go? There's a fire station. Maybe Tippy will find friends there. This fireman likes dogs. Tippy seems to have found a friend at last. The other firemen like dogs too. Maybe the firemen will make Tippy their mascot. But what's that? It's the fire bell. The fireman will have to go to the fire. Tippy's new friends are leaving him. Poor Tippy, just when he found some friends to play with. There go the firemen, leaving Tippy alone again. There's no use staying here any longer. Tippy might as well go somewhere else. Meanwhile, Jimmy has come back from school. He calls Tippy. Of course, he's surprised when Tippy doesn't come. Could something have happened to Tippy? Maybe Mr. Black will know. Jimmy must find out. He calls Mr. Black. But Mr. Black doesn't know where Tippy is. Say, there's a hole under the... Jimmy and Mr. Black agree that Tippy must have gone out through the hole. Mr. Black has something to tell Jimmy. You know, Jimmy, he says, I don't think Tippy has been happy here. A dog needs someone to play with, and I don't have time to play with him. You'd give him the company he should have. Jimmy says, I'd like to have him, Mr. Black. I take care of him and play with him all the time. Find Tippy, Jimmy, and you can have him. Jimmy thanks Mr. Black and runs off to find Tippy. Where could Tippy have gone? Almost anything can happen to a dog running loose in a city. Has Tippy had an accident? The dog pound would be the first place to look. There's the dog pound, Jimmy. Let's hope that Tippy is inside. Is Tippy here? No, no Tippy. Jimmy is sorry. He knows Tippy would be safe. He went this way. Jimmy, hurry, or Tippy may be lost for good. There's the fire station. Maybe Tippy's there. Now Jimmy asks the fireman. The fireman has seen Tippy. Jimmy runs to find Tippy. At this very moment, Tippy is just a little way from the fire station. Will Jimmy and Tippy meet? Will Jimmy ever find Tippy? Here comes Tippy now. But no, he's turned around. Poor Jimmy and poor Tippy. They may never find each other now. It's no use, Jimmy. It looks like Tippy's gone for good. But look, here comes Tippy. Jimmy find him? Jimmy see Tippy. Yes, found his dog. And Tippy has... Jimmy is happy. And Tippy is happy.
Oof, arf, 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 woof. Bark, 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 arf, woof. Tapa, them people cannot understand you. They don't speak dogese. Let me tell them, okay? Bark. Oh, whatever, Tapa. Let me tell it. Lazar just called, and we have word on Jingles' condition. He's doing okay and is in recovery at this very moment. He came through the operation without a single issue. That was all that Lazar had to tell me right at this moment. But he said, once Jingles is awake, he'll give me another call. Till then, I return you to the show.
Frank and his dog. One day, not very long ago, it was Saturday. You know how Saturdays are. Everyone has something to do. Yes, it's a very busy day. A good day to wash the car. And that is what Dad is doing. Frank, our son, has found something to do, too. What do you suppose it is? Why, he is going to sweep out Penny's house. Penny is Frank's dog, you see. But here is Penny now. He wants to come through the gate, but we're all too busy to open it for him. Do you think he can open the gate by himself? Yes, he can. Penny looks around. He sees that everyone is very busy, and he wants to be very busy too. Well, here's something. Jean, will you play with me? I want to have something to do too. Come on, Jean, and play. Now, Penny, stop that, says Jean. Can't you see that I'm very busy? I have no time to play now. There now. Go away once and for all. But what is Penny up to now? Penny, what are you doing? Why, he's trying to play with the broom. Oh, no, you don't, says Frank. Now, Penny, stop that. I have work to do. I'm very busy, Frank says. Penny! Here, go chase this. Now, where did that stick go? Is it under these flower pots? Now, Penny, look what you've done. You've knocked over a flower pot. What am I going to do with you? No, it's no use begging. I have no time to play with you. Go away and find something to do. And so it's Saturday, and everyone has something to do. Everyone but Penny. But what's this? What is Penny up to now? He sees himself in the hubcap. He wants to play. But Penny will only be in the way again. Go away, Penny, Father tells him. Nothing to do, says Penny. Everyone is just too busy to play with me. I wish I could be busy too. Uh-oh, what's this? Why, it's Tabby, Mrs. Brown's Tabby. I wonder if I should chase Tabby. Yes, I will. And up into the tree goes Tabby. Penny! 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 But Penny is having fun. He is very busy now. Up he goes. And again. But who is this coming here? Oh, it's Mrs. Brown. Tabby is Mrs. Brown's cat. Poor Tabby. Has Penny been mean to you? That's right, Penny. You just better go into your house and stay there. Mrs. Brown is very, very worried. She asks Father to help get Tabby down. But Tabby isn't so sure she wants to come down. Will Penny promise not to chase her again? There, Tabby, everything's all right. We'll soon have you down out of that tree. There we are. Mrs. Brown is happy. Tabby is very happy. And so are Dad and I. But what about Penny? Penny, you're a bad dog, says Frank. We don't love you anymore. That's right, go into your house and stay there. But look, what do you think I have on the tray I'm carrying? Cookies and lemonade. Cookies and lemonade for everyone, for we've all had a busy time. And Frank, here are some dog biscuits for Penny. Biscuits for bad Penny, asks Frank. Penny has been nothing but trouble all day long, Frank says. He's been in everyone's way. Why should he get any biscuits? You don't think he should get any? I ask Frank. Of course not, says Frank. He is a bad dog. No, Frank. What Penny did was bad. But Penny is not bad. And if we had taken time to play with him, perhaps he wouldn't have been so much trouble. Now go on over and make friends with him again. You're not a bad doggy, Penny. What you did just wasn't nice, Frank says. But I guess we weren't nice to you, were we? We love you, Penny. We always will.
for the last time, I'm warning you. Just one more mess, and outside in the cold you will be, without the home. So, you just remember this. But if you're a good dog, Santa Claus may leave you a nice present. Sleeping fast asleep. That's nice. That keeps you out of trouble, Princey. Throwing those puppies out into the cold. Doggone it, that ain't chintzy. Ah, don't be a schnook. Angel Puss, come down off the clouds. Why should he lose his happy home for them dopes, see? No! Those innocent babes, into the cold you've driven. Go, bring them back, and all will be forgiven. Wherever you look, you were sleeping. A sleeping beauty. By Yemeni, you've done it for the last time. Out you go, you. Princey. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, you cutest little puppies, oh, God. And they're all so beautiful. They look just like you, Princey. Oh, this is going to be a wonderful Christmas for the children.
Well, boys and girls, how do you like this week's show about man's best friend? I know I ain't no Lazar, no Jingles either, but I think I did all right filling in their absence. What do you think, Topper? Do I deserve a regular spot on each week's show? Woof! 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 Brrr! Well, that ain't exactly a vote of confidence, mind you, but at least you did not say you hated the show. At the very least, you liked the movies, if not the host. So typical of you, Topper. Anyway, Topper, you will be happy to hear that I heard from Lazar while the last film was playing. Woof! Yes, he is. Indeed he is. Jingles, he's A-OK. The nurses at the hospital, they're filling him with ice cream even as we speak. He's never had it so well. I think if it were up to him, he'd have his tonsils out every week just to get the free ice cream. Fortunately for the viewers, that's not possible. No, not possible at all. With the next episode of Lazar and Jingles, I'll be moving back up to the workroom, prepping the movies each week, and Lazar and Jingles will be back in front of the camera. Lazar did tell me that Jingles may sound a wee bit different, but he'll still be able to talk after a few days' bed rest. All in all, I think things worked out well for everybody. Jingles is doing great, and I got to be on TV. Woof! Yes, Topper, you got to be on TV too. I know it. I just know as soon as I get this dog home, he's going to go prima donna on me. He had all his friends tune into this show, and he'll be impossible to live with. Just impossible. Before we came over here today, Topper had me buy him an ink pad so he could give his autograph to all his friends. Absolutely impossible. Topper, just because you've been on TV, that don't make you any better than any other dog. It does not. No, it does not. Unbelievable. That dog has an ego the size of the Statue of Liberty. Well, I best be off to go after him. It's that time of day when he needs to work off all that doggy energy he has. Never forget, boys and girls, if you have a dog, or if you are getting a dog, be sure to play with them a lot, because if you don't, that dog will still play, only with anything or anyone he or she can find. Don't end up like me and have to spend hours, I say hours and hours, digging up clothes from 24 holes in the backyard. That is not fun at all. Thank you.